Hello and welcome. This is day 4 of the Update Your Game Challenge. I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right. So yesterday we got some enemy behavior in. The enemy has 2 different targeting systems based on whether a high score is being beaten or not. I'm not sure we fully tested that it's working the way we want it to, but yeah. So let me go ahead and see. Here, this is what we changed yesterday. Right. So yeah, we detected. Yeah, we made some changes to the enemy movement for it to target. All right, and the speed increases gradually over time until it reaches the speed that's 10 times faster than the player. And we had the player respawn as well. All right, so today, so we've got a few options of what we could work on. We still don't have the score being ordered with the highest score first. So I think maybe we do that first. I think that should be fairly simple to resolve. Yeah, and I apologize for yesterday on the stream title. I wrote day 2 out of 3, but it was actually day 2 out of 5. It was actually day 3 out of 5. And I updated on YouTube, but I can't update it on other platforms. But yeah, but today should be set up correctly. All right. So we have a system for updating the scoreboard here, right? I'm gonna make this a little bigger. So when we update the scoreboard, I thought we were sorting them here, but apparently not. So what's happening here? Is it, yeah, it looks like they're just always in the same order, right? Because this player 2 should be first since the score is higher. So first, okay, player scores, back of scoreboard scores, and then for each player, you just add them in there. And so they shouldn't be sorted. Here, compare A dot high score with B dot high score. That should sort it. Maybe it is sorted. We used to have like a reverse afterwards, but we removed it because it wasn't sorted, and then it still wasn't sorted. So I wonder what could be the issue here. About when we create the text. Yeah, it's all one string. For each player score and player scores. Yeah, so let's see. Transferring matching expression. I mean, we could maybe assert to find out. Okay, well, okay, 5 is less than 10, so that means ordering less. So if 5 is smaller than 10, it should keep this order, right? Or does that mean the other way around? So stable. Let's define a total ordering for, okay, if the ordering is not total, the order of the elements is unspecified. Okay. An order is a total order if for all ABC. If it is, an order is a total order if it is, okay. Total and anti-symmetric. Transit. Okay. Okay, so this should, okay, so floats. Okay, it's doing floats here, but sort by and comparing A with B. And so the result should be from small to big. So we do need to reverse the result. Reverse there. And does reverse return anything? Maybe we have to assign it. No, it doesn't. Reverse is the order of the elements. Okay. This should work. Remember last week we did have this and then we removed it for whatever reason. Maybe we should not have removed it. Yeah, because clearly sort by is from smallest to biggest, right? Yeah. All right. No, it's not quite ready yet. There we go. Is it gonna refresh them automatically? Yeah. All right. So player two's first now. Good. And then, yeah, the order. Okay. Interesting. Okay. No, yeah. Player two still has the highest score. Let me. Who am I here? Yeah, I need to make sure. Okay, this is player two up here. I need to have some kind of indication of who the player is. So if I just keep killing player two, I keep killing player two, but I need to keep the thing away from player one so it has a chance to. There we go. The order updated. Yeah. And I keep getting confused about the score because the one is kind of close to the high score, so it almost looks like it's part of it. So maybe, yeah, I wonder if we should separate this into multiple texts because now it's just like one string for the whole thing. But yeah, I guess we could also just order it a bit differently. Yeah, or we could name the player based on the color that they are. Because, you know, if we had more than two players, I wouldn't know who's who's. Yeah, so I think maybe we do that. And then the score, yeah, maybe we make it a little bit, we'll make it a little bigger. It's more readable. This is that's way. All right, so player colors. We have 4 player colors. And the player number will match, I think, this order of colors. Let's just search for player colors. Handle, just player colors. So if we had more than 4 players, we'd actually end up with multiple players of the same color, I guess. Yeah, probably. All right, so the color, it's just the color here. Don't have access to like the actual name, I don't think, but I could maybe create an array of color names. I guess it'd be string. I mean, if the player could set their own name, that'd be better. But yeah, for the sake of time. Name, player colors, oh right, player names. Yeah, we would need some kind of array to identify the player names, even if players could set their names, because we'd have to sync this between everyone. It wouldn't be constant in that case. Yeah. Should we do that? Let's just start with this. Player names, and then let's see. Over here in player creation. Yeah, here we go. All right. So it'd be almost like this. Handle. Okay, scoreboard. So all we need to do is, instead of using the player number, yeah, we'll call it player name. Name. This would be player name. And then we'll do like this. And instead of player colors, it will be player names. And let's get rid of this last bit. And it will be player.handle. Player.handle. And here we go. Okay. And this needs to be player name. So I think they're all in all caps. I wonder if maybe we change the layout a bit. You put the score underneath the player and, make it a bit indented. And space the scores out a little. Yeah, let's do that. So player number, this needs to be player name. You don't get confused here. player name, and then new line. And I'm not sure if the tab will work. Otherwise, we'll replace that with spaces. Yeah, does it make sense to have the current score in bracket and parentheses, or no? And we need a double new line if we need. So we skip a line between each player. I also kind of want to resize this little box here, so it's a little bit longer vertically. Let's see. Okay, where do we define the size? I think in the setup phase. We have, in the setup phase where we add that UI element, score UI. And then where would the size be? Well, font size, okay, I did want it to be a little bigger. And then, not sure where oh, it's a percentage. All right, well, maybe the height be 50%. That'll go all the way to like here. Is that enough space if there's 4 players? I mean, if it's going to go to half the screen, maybe we'll do 100. Okay. Let's recompile this and see how it turns out. Yeah, I might want to increase it even more. The font size, I mean. But we'll see. Okay, we actually had an error. Okay. Here. I mean, I could add a lifetime parameter, but in this case, I think I'll just use a string. And then player name. I can do like what toString. All right, and I think we're good. I think that should work. All right, it should take a few seconds. But yeah, I think the sorting is resolved, and I'll just have a little bit of a different layout, hopefully easier to read. Yeah. Any second now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely more readable. Maybe I should, maybe is it obvious that it's the score, the high score here? Yeah, maybe I leave it. Or I could separate these on 2 different lines. Yeah, I'll do that. Just to have some extra clarity here. Update scoreboard. Here, okay, player name. Then we'll have, okay, the /t did not do anything. I wasn't sure it would. And we'll have this say high score. And then we'll have another new line, and let's just say score. And I think that should be good. And I could even make it a bit bigger. Let's see if this is the whole screen. It's still kind of small. Yeah, let's up the size a bit. Maybe like 24. Add it to 18. Let's do like 24. And I wonder if we could make it like bold or something. Probably under text style. What's this? Probably all sync now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just have the font size and the color. So maybe somewhere else. Text from section. Valid, okay. Yeah, it doesn't really, okay, yeah, I think it'd be here. So we have the dot default. If we look in here, I'm hoping that there'll be a bold or something, or I could always change the font, but we'll keep it for now. Size, no, it's not size. Yeah, this is more like the positioning rather than the style of the text itself. So yeah, it's not in here. Display maybe. Um, I also wonder if the they have any kind of support for um, like adding special characters in the text itself to kind of have part of it be bold, or if I literally have to do like a separate text for every single little different thing. Maybe let's try something. Because in Markdown, use stars to say something's bold. So just, I guess out of curiosity. I mean, I could look it up. That'd probably be faster. The scoreboard. All right. Stars, or like sometimes you'll see like underscores for italics. Yeah, I'll just remove these stars if it doesn't work. Um, if it does, then the name should be in bold. Yeah. See, no, the stars are there, so it didn't do anything. Yeah, I might have to break it up into multiple text elements. Um, this is good. It is overflowing a bit, but the screen is small. Normally it would be like this without the stars, because we're removing that. Um, yeah, anyway, I think this is kind of okay for now. Oh, I forgot to remove these parentheses. Yeah, so let's do that here. This, and the stars are already gone. Okay. All right. All right, so what's next? I mean, maybe we could work on some assets, like replacing the cube and the sphere with other things. That might make it a little bit more interesting visually. Yeah, so that's an option. What else could we do? We did have the enemy that was spinning in circle. Like when it gets to a certain speed, it will just start to orbit around you if you stop moving. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd approach fixing that. Maybe there's a few different ways. I think I'll leave it for now. Maybe we'll adjust that later. Um, some other ideas, maybe power-ups, maybe some way to push the other player. So there's a bit of, PvP like elements. because right now each player can't really affect other players, so it's kind of like playing on your own, but you can see other players. What else could be nice? Some way to communicate with other players, like a chat or something. Though I can't see you typing while you're trying to avoid this thing, so it would have to be audio, or maybe if you just, like in some trading card games, like digital ones, you can kind of emote without actually typing. So emotes might be interesting. But yeah, but we only have like maybe 30 minutes left plus tomorrow. So we should probably keep it simple. I think maybe changing the assets could be nice. Oh yeah, yesterday I did mention maybe we do multiple enemies. A bit smaller, maybe even with some behavior variations, so they're not just always in the same place. Kind of like in Pac-Man, where there's one of them is always following you. One of them's, I think, kind of random. I don't remember what they all do, but they each have their own like logic. Yeah, I'm kind of undecided. I think maybe the assets. Um, yeah, maybe we'll do that. I'm just not really sure what we'd use. I'd probably have to look it up, look up like royalty-free models and use those. And yeah, hopefully something that doesn't need to be to know too much about the world for it to animate properly. Like if we have a character, we could just have it like always running or something, based on the direction it's going, or based on the speed. We could change the animation speed. Yeah, maybe let's get some. Yeah, I'm undecided. Do we want to get into assets right now, or should we do a whole challenge just for that on a future week? Yeah, actually, there is something I want to test, because we've only ever tried this with 2 players, and I should probably make sure that 4 players is behaving the way I expect. So let's do that. And I think we need, okay, for 4 players, we need like, yeah, players equals 4. Oh, this is something else that I'd be interested in looking at, like having a player that can a game that can start without waiting for other players, and the players can just go join midway. Right? So you don't have to wait. Like let's say in a 4-player game, maybe you just want to get started, but just allow players to join later on. And in that case, we may want to have like rounds or something that resets the scores. Or maybe not. Yeah, I guess we might, because at some point the enemy would just be at top speed and will never drop down again. But we could change the enemy behavior as well, be more suited for that. Yeah, notice that the scores are a bit off, but that's because my screens are very small. If it was a regular size, then it would work better. Is the enemy actually targeting whoever's making a high score? let's just maybe confirm that, because now we can identify which player is which. So kind of waiting to see a high score start increasing. Oh, I think we've got a problem here. Green, magenta, and orange, they all have the same, they really all die at once. I think something's wrong here. Or not, okay, just magenta and orange. Maybe they respawn in the same place, and I don't know. So right now, everyone's died recently, so maybe let me pick a color. I only see 2 players. Where are the other 2? Oh, look at that. They're all spawning close together. It so happens that they're spawning far away. Okay. No, okay, depends. Okay, so I'm red. Or is this magenta? Doesn't look magenta to me. But it should always be targeting me, even if there's other players near it. Yeah. And I think it is. Well, it's getting a little stuttery for the others. Okay, I finally died. Looks like this player for, oh, okay. I think because the window is overlapping. Are they still in sync? Yeah, they're still going. Okay. Maybe I'm colorblind or something, but I can't tell what color I am. I think it just killed me. Yeah. I kind of want to get it to do the thing where orbits are on me, but it's kind of really hard to do. Maybe I just got lucky the other day. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to do that before. It has to be going like really fast. Well, it could be that the high scores aren't high enough. If the scores are high enough, then maybe that's when I'd be able to do. I mean, it's pretty fast already, so I don't know. It's not based on the scores. It's based on how long the game's been running. I think. Is it? I can't recall. Oh yeah, it is based on the scores. Based on the highest of all the scores. Anyway, yeah, in that case, the orbit issue might be fixed just by reducing the maximum speed the enemy would go, maybe to like 5 times instead of 10. Okay, I think we're getting there. Seems like it's losing traction a little bit more. It's going fast enough that, yeah, there we go. So if I just reduce the enemy speed, I think we can easily solve this. Oh, we've lost sync somehow at one point. Maybe it's when I started moving the windows around. Which is kind of weird. I didn't expect that to happen. So these 3 are in sync, it looks like. It's just the one. This one is off. But the other ones look fine. But where is everyone? I only see like 2 players. And 2 players here. Did this split into 2 different games or something? Maybe one player got disconnected and ended up creating its own network. Didn't freeze because I mean, I only see, well, who's who? Because these 3 look in sync, but I only see. Okay, it looks like we have some issues to solve when it comes to the peer-to-peer. So here I was controlling yellow. Here I'm controlling green. Oh, now it popped up. And I'm controlling blue here. And then who's controlling red? I guess it's this one. but he's totally out of sync. Oh, all of a sudden he's targeting everyone else. Oh, wow. This got hard. It's going way too fast now. The scores are a lot higher. Yeah, it could be we've never actually reached the maximum speed. Like 10 times the speed of the player is pretty fast. So, but that's pretty easy to avoid because it's so fast that you can't even get to the middle. So maybe do like twice as fast as the player or something like that. That's the limit. But yeah, I see. Yeah, I think this is just an issue of me running them all on the same computer, like or the same browser or whatever. But I can't be sure unless I test on like 4 different devices. And I don't know why blue is moving. That was funny. I wasn't controlling blue. And the inputs were down when I changed screens. Yeah, so I definitely think something is up. Just because I'm running these. I had some issues when I was running them in separate tabs and switching. Also, well, I guess I'm also having some issues, maybe even though they're separate windows. Yeah, but I'm not really set up right now, so to test it on multiple devices. So I have to look into that some other time, just to make sure there isn't actually a real issue. But for now, let's cut the speed of the enemy, and maybe you can look at maybe as the final feature to implement, like allowing players to join midway. Yeah, I'm not sure how simple that would be. Might not be, but we'll find out. Yeah. So the enemy's going way too fast. Our system was called move enemy. Yeah. And the maximum speed was, speed limit is like 10 times the player speed limit. Let's make it 2 times. I mean, 2 times should be enough to kill pretty much any player. Yeah. Maybe, and then I guess maybe you can still kite. But. So that should be good. And then, yeah, close some of these. I'll just leave them for now. All right. So let's look at maybe, yeah, we'll figure out if we can get players to join midway. I'm not sure if we can do that easily, actually. Or, maybe if we specify like a customized version of this, or maybe there's some options in here. I'll have to look at what functions this has. Looks like you can change some functions. I'll build app. Yeah, I'll have to check this. I guess this is a Bevy plugin, and then we have a generic here, so maybe we can configure it this way. And is there any other potential place we might want to look into? I think that's all. Yeah. So I think it will be this ggrs config. And hopefully it already supports a way to do this. Oh, inbox game. GGRS config is ours, isn't it? Config for this struct. Okay. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything here. Maybe the GGRS plugin will have some clues. I mean, this might even come down to like how the signaling server works, because it might not match players that are already. I might have to look pretty deeply into this if there isn't a way to do it out of the box. So, okay, maybe if I think about this, like in the process, when it's matching players, say it's more than two, right? Let's say it does have two players. We do get kind of the notification where, okay, waiting for this many more players. And so they are matched in some way. I don't know if that information is coming from the signaling server or if they already have a peer-to-peer connection and they're just communicating between each other, saying that they're waiting for an extra player. If they are just communicating between each other, this might be a lot easier than if it's still relying on the signaling server to tell it that. Let's see, update frequency. Let's just see what other functions there. Input system. Okay. There's nothing else really. So it comes down to this, and I don't think we can configure it easily. Yeah, or maybe if I look at we have like some UI element for the lobby. Let's check how the lobby is working. Lobby startup. Okay, spin camera, the text. Okay, and lobby cleanup. Yes, it just cleans that up. Lobby system. I think this is what we're looking for. So we've got an app state, args. Okay, yeah, this is definitely what we're looking for. Okay, the args, that's where it knows. That's like in the URL where we told it like we want 4 players. That's where we get that information from. So let's see, where's args being used? Args.players. Is that it? Just make sure. Args, we got. All right, yeah, and we can specify the room. I remember that. And we can actually specify the signaling server URL, which is great because I thought I would have to implement that. All right. And where's this args? All right. Okay. It's part of our code. So say I wanted to introduce other arguments, we could do that there. Okay. Update tiers to update the list of connected peers. Right. You can also go, okay, you're connected, disconnected. That's great. This is a good sign. So I think they really are peer-to-peer, and then it just kind of starts. Okay, waiting for players, connected peers. Okay, that's great. So all players have joined. Okay, remaining. So let's say we're expecting 4 players, and then connected peers is what's that? That's the number of connected peers. So okay, +1 because ourselves is already a player. So if we want a 4-player game, we need 3 connected peers. +1, that's for ourselves. So remaining, if remaining is greater than 0, return. Okay. And if it's not, that means we're ready to start the game. All players have joined. Does that mean a peer could potentially still connect already, like in the first place? Or okay, because this will run again, like this lobby system runs regularly. Or it doesn't because in our main, maybe it's in a stage or something, it doesn't run anymore. We'll see, probably see soon if something, some state changes that makes this not actually run anymore, so that players can't connect. But it's not like it's accepting connections. Oh, well, it's updating the list of peers here. Sections value, I think this was for the UI, yeah. Final player list. Right. So that comes from socket players. Okay, max prediction. Okay, that's I guess for the rollback. Okay, session build. So I think, okay, this is definitely what I was looking for earlier. With number of players. Yeah. Can we change this somehow to not have number of players? Let's see. But yeah, this is where we'd configure what I was looking for. If we can configure. Players enumerate session build add player. Build add player. So I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here. So with, I guess we're already getting like peers through Matchbox. This is coming from Matchbox. And then here when we're creating a session, I guess that's GGRS, which is just built on top of everything. And that's like the game session. But until we have the game session, it looks like we are still connected or already connected. Can we have an ongoing game session that where we can update the players without resetting the game? Maybe. Players, I don't remember. This was, yeah, this players is from Matchbox. Yeah. So iterate the players, session build. Okay, and then we're adding the players here. So we just need a way to, yeah, this is the state change I was talking about. So this system won't actually run after this triggers, but say we had a system that's running all the time. I think we just need to call this add player whenever a player joins. And then we could have the game start without needing everyone to be there. Yeah, session build. What's happening with the session build after this? Start P2P session. Can I still change the session after it's already started? Then channel, take channel. Okay, over to C channel. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Consumes the builder. Okay, so this is a session builder, and then we have P2P session. So we can't just call it add player because this is on the session builder. And then that no longer exists once the session started. But maybe the session still has the option to add players. If there's sufficient players, okay. But and then where does this get stored? Resource. We have a session, P2P session. Is this an enum? Yeah. Sync test, P2P spectator. I guess that depends what the player is, right? If there's spectator. All right, so we got this gets stored in here. Okay, we could potentially still access this afterwards in the system, but let's see if we can, what can we call this? We can disconnect a player. Can we add a player? Add, maybe not. I don't want to start like a new session every time a player joins, because then that would just be a new game and everything would reset. Unless we have some kind of way to kind of save the session and then start it again with everyone. But let's see what else there is. I mean, if there's a disconnect player, there must be a connect player. I mean, I'd want one. Number of players, spectators. Yeah, that's all there is. Okay. Yeah, let's go take a look over here. Just trying to see any clues as to how we could add a player to a session that's already running. Player registry, maybe. Can we register new players this way? Event queue, local inputs. That's the only thing I see from the struct itself. Player registry. Do we have like an add player or something? Notes, numbers. No, I don't see anything. But we might be able to implement something on top of it, right? If we implement if we implement some new functions on top of this struct, like this stuff is public, right? So we should be able to modify it. I don't know what kind of issues that might cause, but yeah, all of these functions, are they just reading state? Okay. This is a new function. Okay. Yeah, I think we could probably do something. It's a lot more here. We search for add add player with an underscore or add remote. I saw add remote input, but I don't think that's what we're looking at for here. Handle event. Yeah, I think we could. I mean, if we're disconnecting here, connecting is basically the reverse operation. Usually, modes. Yeah, I think it's possible to do. Yeah, without actually changing the underlying library, I think we could implement some additional functions on top of that struct. And I don't think it would affect any of the existing functions. Yeah, although I'm not sure. I have to look into this a little bit more deeply. But I mean, in theory, we should be able to do it. Yeah, I don't think we can do it tomorrow. So yeah, I'll think about what we can do tomorrow. Or maybe you guys have some ideas. Feel free to comment, let me know. But yeah, tomorrow we'll make a couple final changes and then we'll create a new release. Yeah. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, share, the usual stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.